turning on the TV right now. I am the reporter Theo Balda, and we are about to interview Carlos Mar Kennedy, a civil servant here in Santa Catarina who has an overcoming story to tell us today. Good morning.
Good morning.
So tell us, Carlos, how does your story begin?
I was born in Rio Grande do Norte, northeastern of Brazil, in the city of Pau dos Ferros. I grew up there, and at the age of 7, I started working in the fields helping my father. In the morning, I studied at school, and in the afternoon, I went to the field.
Wow, how long did you spend helping your father?
Up to 5 in the afternoon.
I'm sure that was very tiring for you.
Yes, it was. But after the years, when I finished the 4th grade, I couldn't start in the 5th grade because it would only be possible to go to the city since I live in the countryside and it was 9 kilometers from where I lived. My dad didn't think he could afford to keep me there, so my mom asked the principal to go to 4th grade again, and it turns out that she let me in.
And after that, did you go to the city?
No, I was not studying until I was 17, just working every day. It was roughly from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. and from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. every day, with different types of services. After that, my parents decided to move to Lavras, Minas Gerais, at the invitation of an uncle. The purpose there would be to work with sales, going door to door as he had been working for over 15 years. The idea didn't work, so I went to work in a brick factory, a trucker's helper, and later as a boia fria, or farmer, on the coffee plantations.
So, did you stay in Minas Gerais even though things didn't go as planned?
No. After 2 years, we went back to the northeast and went to work in the tile pottery there. But at least a year later, another uncle invited me to live in Natal, the state capital, to study. And then I took 4 years of elementary school in 1 year, 1994, through the supplementary. That same year, I was approved in one of the first classes of the technical computer course at CEFEC, Federal Center for Technological Education, which today is the Federal Institute, the IFRN.
This is great, so you can see how things start to get a little better in the story.
Yeah, and there at CEFEC for the first 2 years, I studied in the morning and was a scholarship student in the afternoon. It was still a waiter on weekends. Then I worked for 4 years at an internet provider, plus 2 years outsourced at the Rio Grande do Norte Court of Justice.
And when did you decide to study for the contests here in Santa Catarina?
It was at that time, after TJ, and I moved to UFRN coach, where I worked from 2004 to 2011. But in 2004, also something important happened, which was the birth of my daughter, Carla Beatriz, the oldest. And I married my wife, Danielle. Following this, in 2010, I passed 2 other contests, UFRN analyst and technician at the Federal Court of the 4th Region in Porto Alegre. I decided to take over in Rio Grande do Sul and moved in 2011, where I lived alone for 2 years.
And your wife and daughter stayed in Natal where you lived before?
Yes, but after those 2 years, the two moved in and the family was reunited again. In that year, 2013, I passed and was nominated in 2 more analyst contests in the South, TRT-PR and TRT-SC.
And the story ends here?
I did not have any difficulties similar to those at the beginning, but I still had my wife's 3rd pregnancy, and we had our 3rd child, who is now almost 2 years old.
Very well. This story is certainly a story of overcoming. After living in a countryside in the interior of his state, he was able to study all that he had lost and still managed to pass several public contests to be here. I can't imagine how you went through difficult things. And now, do you have any messages for our young viewers?
I think I just want you to realize that you still have a long life ahead. And even through it seems that everything is difficult, you have to believe it. Santa Paulina has already said, never be discouraged. All through there are contrary winds.
Well, this is the end of today's interview. Now, let's move on to Rosa, who is waiting for us to talk about family's health and well-being. Rosa, it's up to you.